equation. Is it in standard form or vertex form? I don't know why we're on our computers. We're doing notes, so put the phones away, take your earbud out. I'm going to start taking things again. Come on, let's focus, please. Are we on standard form or vertex form?
Vertex.
Vertex, yes. Okay? So, vertex is the one that has the parentheses squared. So we're ready to go ahead and say, what is our vertex? Yep. Very good. So -2, comma, 1. Opposite of what I see inside the parentheses, same as what I see outside. It's closest to x, so this is an x. Opposite of what I see, this is a y, same as what I see. So that's nothing new. We have also talked about the axis of symmetry being x equals my h. So it's the linear equation, x equals what? What's the h? -2. Good job. Now, we also could be able to say, does it open up or down? It opens down. Why down? It's negative. So we could, if we wanted to, sketch a graph by just knowing that info. We could also get a little more exact and say, is that 1/4 going to make it be wide or narrow? More wide, because it's a fraction or a decimal. So we could get a good graph. But they're asking us to apply those other formulas to find our focus and our directrix. But before we can do those other formulas, we have to find our P. So remember, P was bold. P was what for my formula? 1/4A? All right, so we have to find this first before we can go into the focus, which I'm going to use F. And focus is H, and is it the K plus P for focus and minus for directrix? Okay. I don't know why, but sometimes I have to think hard on those. And then we have directrix, and that is Y equals, instead of the plus P, you're going to have K minus P. So that was the formulas we just put in our notes. Okay? But we have to go ahead and say, find that P first, so then we can plug in the P with the K for the focus and the directrix. So, looking at our equation, what is the A of that equation? -1/4, right? Okay, because you did tell me that was in vertex form. So, we're going to go ahead and apply this formula right here. And we have P equals 1/4. You just told me that -1/4 was my A. Fractions within fractions. Oh no, we love our fractions. They're very friendly. But if I have a fraction and a whole number, usually you make the other number be a fraction. So how do I make 4 be a fraction? Put a 1 underneath it. Okay, top times top, bottom times bottom. So when I look at this, I really have 1/4 over +4, right? Top times top, bottom times bottom. What does this really give me? A -1, right? So I really have 1/1, and 1 divided by -1 gives me a p-value of what? -1. Again, we're finding P so that we can plug it in here and here to get our directrix or the focus, or both. All right? And remember that, yes, the formula here for vertex is H and K. This is X equals my H. All right? So we do already have H and K when we have that vertex. So now we're ready to take that P and we're going to find focus, because it did ask for vertex, axis of symmetry. I don't know so much that it asked for opening up or down, but we put it in there. We're going to go to the focus, and we're going to go ahead and say, okay, H, what's the H? -2. Now I have to do a little bit of math to get my K plus P though, right? So I'm going to take K plus P, because it says K plus P. So I'm taking a 1 plus my p. And so therefore, that focus is at -2. And what is 1 plus a -1? Doing the math. We're algebra, that should be easy. What are we? Oh, is it? This is a positive 1. This is a -1. 0, yes. All right. If I go to find my directrix, it's y equals k this time, but what's the k? 1. So we're going to have 1 minus the p, so minus, and p is -1. Double negative really makes that be positive, so therefore that gives me y equals 1 plus 1, 2. All right? Now, I like to graph just to make sure that I found my stuff correctly. Again, remembering that I said a parabola goes around a focus point away from the directrix line. In this case, around a focus point opening down away from a directrix line. So we're going to plot all this stuff. All right? So taking that info, and we're going to graph just to make sure we did good math. So I'm looking at my numbers, -2, 2. I think we're good doing just like 4 little markings maybe on a graph. I could do just 3 if I wanted. All right, I'm going to change my pen now. Okay, vertex at -2, 1. -2, +1. Here's my vertex. Axis of symmetry is the line going up, down, going through the vertex. We said it does open down. Did we say it was wide or narrow with that 1/4? A little more wide, you bet. So opening it down, we said, and making it be wide. Symmetric on both sides. That's not super wide though, is it? Good enough. We're going to go ahead and now look at our focus point. It should be inside the parabola. -2. Is it inside? Does the parabola go around that focus? That's good. Now we have to do the line y equals 2, which is right here. We did good job because our parabola goes around our focus point away from that directrix line. Okay? Now, I believe this asked for more stuff up there, right? So we want to make sure that we do read our directions. Sometimes if you're taking a test or a quiz, reread those directions because something might be worth 2 points instead of 1 point, and this would be one of those examples. It said, find the vertex focus, directrix, axis of symmetry, talking about the graph, but then it says describe the transformations. Okay? So again, this is just saying, okay, I'm giving you the parent. We know a parent, is f of x equals x squared. It opens up. It starts at 0, 0, correct? So we're comparing our graph to this graph and talking about the transformations, which we've already done that stuff. That's review. Okay? So looking at this graph, how's it different from the parent? What's a transformation that you see? Okay, very good. Left, 2. I like that. Up 1. I like that. What else did it do? Oh, it flipped. You bet. Book would call that a reflection, but flip is good for me. And also, we didn't get it super wide, but the 1/4 made it be more wide, didn't it? Okay. So those would be our transformations. Right here is what that did. Yes? Today? I haven't changed it yet, sorry. Okay, I'll get you. So we found all our new stuff. finding the P first, plugging in that A. Okay, get the P, find the focus directrix, sketched a graph to make sure we did good math. And then we talked about the transformations because that's what that question asked. Good? Yes.
And